What's up, family and friends? How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Welcome to this live broadcast, and I want to share with us a lot of things. So I titled this "At Your Age." How old are you, anyways? Don't worry about that. I wanna, bring our attention to certain things. I wanna draw our attention to certain issues. There is that stage in life or age in life when it is expected of a man to be a man, not to remain a child. It's expected of a man to stand his ground and stop seeing things as a child, stop believing things as a child, stop doing things as a child. That when somebody see you behaving somehow, you say, why are you behaving like a child? Especially when you have children, you're not supposed to behave like a child. Especially when it comes on serious matter, you still reason as a child, you still behave as a child, you still speak as a child. No, you need to grow up. At your age, you still believe God is a spirit you cannot see. At your age, you still believe that a white man died for you, black person or African person. You still believe that nonsense. That, there is a God you're praying to, and this God, you cannot see this God until you die. After death, that's over your dead body. That's when you will see that God. At your age, you still believe that? You say, oh, there are things you cannot see. Okay, is God a thing now? Are you agreeing that God is not a person? Are you agreeing that God is not a spirit? If God is a thing like the air, you can still use the air. You can also make your own air, right? If God is a spirit, then why are you talking as if God is a he or she? Have you checked for definition of the definition of deity? Tell me, what is the definition of deity? Look it up on your dictionary. On your dictionary, it says deity is a god or goddess. That's deity. So if you say you believe in God and you cannot see God because God is a spirit, then how do you know God is a he? How is your God always a he, not a she? So you're saying it's only male that can be a deity, but female cannot be a deity? Is that what you're saying? Think about it. A man alone cannot reproduce. A man needs a woman to reproduce. A woman alone cannot reproduce. A woman needs a man to reproduce. Likewise, God. A God needs a goddess to exist or to do anything. But they deceive you from what your ancestors believed, or not even believed, what your ancestors know. They knew their ancestors. They knew their ancestors were gods and goddesses, deities, and they honored them. But these wicked people came and told you, told us that our ancestors were worshiping crazy gods. Our ancestors never worshipped gods. They honored gods and goddesses. You cannot have gods without goddesses. That's why all these book religions or Abrahamic religion, they don't have goddess. They have only God, which make it crazy, which make it abnormal. Because if there is God, there must be goddess. But these people, they said it is God. Their God is a he. Their God is almighty, which they cannot prove. And at your age, you still believe. If your God is almighty, then why even minor things your God cannot help you out of it? Your God cannot help you do that. But you believe he's almighty. Almighty God don't need any man or woman to do anything. Just as if a man is almighty, a man don't need a woman to reproduce. But because a man is not almighty, a man needs a woman to reproduce. At your age, you still believe that a he can reproduce a he and she without a she? You say your father in heaven. How about your mother in heaven? You say your brother in heaven. Jesus is your brother in heaven. How about your sister in heaven? You say that all the angels are male. How about the female angels? They also tell you the angels are white, no black angel. Yet you believe that God created man in his own image. So what color is God? You say no color. Then why do you have white and black people? At your age, you still being controlled by your parents. At your age, you still being controlled by your wife, especially you men that claim to be men and come online to run your mouth. Your wife don't even know your favorite food because, you know, she run the house, you don't. I'm not against a woman running the house, but it's not the right way. Both the man and the woman should run the house because two of them started the family. A man cannot have a family without a woman. So it's both of them supposed to be the heads of the family, not the man being the head, the woman being the tail. No, that's crazy. A man is supposed to be a man and the woman a woman. The man have authority, the woman have influence. And influence is more powerful than authority if you understand influence. Because one with influence will subdue the one with authority anytime. That's why you see great men, they still fall on the laps of the woman they love. That's why you see if you want to catch a great man, go through a woman. Just flash before him a very beautiful dancer. You will see how he will be drooling and he will fall. You can argue with all you want, but that's the fact. And at my age, I still I laugh when people expect me to have followers or have the members of my family following me. At my age, nah. My parents, my siblings, my wife, my friends, or I don't care whether they are following what I'm saying or not. I don't care whether they agree with me or not. At my age, come on. If I still expect that, then I'm still a child. I'm not a grown man. I'm a grown man. My wife is my wife. It's not my slave. My parents are my parents. They are not my laws. My siblings are my siblings. They are not my co-slaves. Or my slave, they are not. They have the mind of their own to choose the way to go. Just as I have the mind of my own to choose the way I go. And I have chosen the path or the way of factual truth. I do facts, you know, what is factual. I stand by facts. That's what I do. That's what I stand for. I put facts over faith. I put facts over fiction. I put facts over fairy tale. I put facts over favoritism. Because it is factual truth that will set you free from bondage. Factual truth will not make you a victim. The knowledge of factual truth will make you unfit to be a slave. At my age, let me tell you a little bit of how I have suffered in life. And I have come to know that at my age, it's supposed to be me when it comes to what concerns me. It's supposed to be me deciding what to do, deciding the outcome or how it goes with me, not somebody else. I have been locked up in police cells. I don't know how many of you that have been locked up in police cell. I've been locked up in Fege police station, CPS, Elu Onitsha. I've been locked up in Pantilegos. That's police cells. I've been locked up in police cell in Kaduna. That's police cells. None of my parents were there with me. None of my siblings were there with me. None of my family members or friends were there with me when I was locked up. And you think at my age now, I am worried about who is standing with me on the path of truth or with on the truth? I don't care about that. Then you're talking about prison. Of course, I've been locked up in Onitsha prison, awaiting trial. I've been locked up also in Bosta Training Institution, Kaduna, for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And I survived all of them. And as you can see me today, I'm stronger, waxing stronger. So at my age, also I have been hospitalized. I remember when I was admitted in a clinic in Kaduna for yellow fever. Yes. If you never have yellow fever, oh man, you won't understand. You know, malaria is that big, but yellow fever, you know how many they'll be forcing you to be taking glucose and all that, because if with malaria you think you're dying now, imagine the yellow fever. It kills more than malaria. I survived that alone. None of my siblings, none of my parents, no one else was lying on that bed with me, just me. So you think because of what I'm saying today, I care about how many people that are following me, how many members of my families that are following me? I don't care about that. You are free to follow whatever you want, but I have decided to follow factual truth. I decided to follow facts, put fact over faith, put facts over fiction, put facts over fairy tale, put facts over favoritism. And every reasonable person must do so. But if you choose to remain a child, my mommy says, my daddy says, my family says, my wife says, my children, all that crap. You are free to remain like that. But if you are a man, you have to stand as a man, as a grown man, not just as a man with penis, but a man with the mind of his own, a man that can think for himself, a man that can stand and say, this is what will happen, and it happened. That is what makes you a grown man. Having penis is not what makes you a grown man. Children have penis too, and they have erection too. You are not the only one. But children are the ones that have imaginary friends. Kids, they have imaginary friends. They call their toys their friend or their family members. They cherish them. Even when you spank a toy, that child will cry. The same thing you are doing as an adult when it comes to God. When somebody says God does not exist, you begin to cry like a child for his toy. Of course, a toy is even better than God, because you can still hold a toy. You can cuddle a toy. But you cannot hold God. You cannot feel God. You can do nothing. A toy is useful. It's better than God Almighty. God Almighty is useless to you, to your family, to your generation. No matter how long you have been in that faith or religion. At your age, you're supposed to be demanding for proofs. But you still believe like a child. You call a toy a human being. When you say God is your father, you call, that's like a child calling a toy his fellow human being. Taking a toy like his fellow human being. You shouldn't be so. At your age, you're supposed to be demanding for proofs. Not just believing anything because a reverend father said that. Not just believing anything because the Bible says so. Not just believing anything because somebody tell you God says so. Have you seen any God that appeared to claim he created the heaven and earth? No God has summoned the courage to come and said, I am the one that created the universe. Yet you see people talking about God created the universe. Oh, who created the universe? You know, there must be somebody intelligent design. There must somebody that design it. That's crap. Universe is the source. It's not a creator. It's not a creature created by any being. No God have appeared, or no God have come. I don't like using that word appear, because appear is like, okay, it's a spirit. No. No God have come among us to claim he created heaven and earth and prove it. No. It is always our fellow human being, people like us, men and women like you and I, who comes to defend their belief that there must be a God who created the universe. That's like a child defending his toy. Oh, my toy makes me sleep. My toy wakes me up. My toy provides for me. That's a baby. And that's what many adults are today. Adults that refuse to exercise themselves. Adults that don't know that they are gods and goddesses. Yesterday at work, I asked one of my friendly co-worker. I said, do you know you are a goddess? We are talking, when it comes to God, she tries to cut me off because, I go all 9 years, the whole 9 years. I speak it until, I'm not joking. I said, do you know that? She said, no, she's not goddess. And she also know that I'm not a God. I'm not God. I said, I am. My father said the same thing. When I tell my father he's God, he says he's not. It is hard for a religious person to agree himself, to agree who he really is or who she really is. You are a god or a goddess. A god or a goddess don't worship another god or another goddess. Why are you worshiping a God you cannot see? If you are worshiping a God you can see, that is not a problem. Nobody will have problem with that, unless people that don't like you or people that are not minding their business. If you worship a God you can see, of course, it is better than a God you cannot see. Yet you claim, you insist that God exists. Say, show me that God. He says it's in the sky. I want to see that God. No, it's in heaven. It's in me, in my heart. Yeah, in Manhattan. That's where your God is. In your heart. Not only in your heart, but in your leg. A God that is in heaven or in the heart is useless to you. What can you do with that God? Tell me. You cannot pay your bill with that God. You cannot solve your problem with that God. You cannot do anything for your loved ones with that God. You cannot. Unless you delude yourself and delude your loved ones as usual by faith, making them to believe something is real when it's not. You become an imposter even in your own house, where you're supposed to be running things as a man, as a grown man, as a grown woman. You begin to reason like a baby, begin to reason like a kid. Yeah, I believe in God. That's all you have. All you have is you believe in God. You cannot say you know God because you don't. And when you say you know God, you are lying. Because you don't know God. You can't know whom you have not seen. You have not seen this person in the television, and you say, okay, let's say President Trump, the president of America. If you are not living in America, or if you have not seen him like face to face, like being in a meeting with him, but I live in America, right? I only know Trump because I saw him on television. He ran for campaign, and they declared him the winner of the election. He became the president of America, and I'm a citizen of America. So he is my president. I can't say I know Trump. I cannot vote for Trump. I cannot say this is what Trump has done or must do. No, I don't know his private life. Yet you have not seen your God on television. You have not seen your God in video chat. But you believe that God exists. And that God is the one responsible for your the one responsible for your living, or for you being alive. A God you cannot see. At your age, you still believe that. What your parents ignorantly taught you, what your religious leaders ignorantly taught you, what the society ignorantly taught you about God, you still hold it because you hear it in music, you read it in books, and all that. You say, yeah, there must be God. No. As a grown person, as a grown man, as a grown woman, you have to see that God, if that God exists. Especially when you say that God is almighty. If that God existed and created things, I don't have problem with that. Then the fact is that God is dead now. That God does not exist now. He used to exist, but he's dead. Then why can't you see that? But you still say, my God is not dead. If your God is not dead, then let us see that God. If your Jesus is not dead, let us see that Jesus. Your God is dead. Your Jesus is dead. But faith won't let you see that. Because you claim to have eyes of faith. There's no such thing as eyes of faith. Eyes of faith is blindness. You are blind when you live by faith. When you say you have faith, you are blind. So you have to wake up and help yourself. Nobody is coming to help you but yourself. You have to grow up and begin to ask the honest question and telling yourself the honest truth. Stop lying to yourself. Life is good. Life is not an illusion. Life is not something you just imagine and you begin to exist. No, life is real and life is eternal. You are eternal. You are God. You are spirit. You are energy. You are life. You are the truth. You exist. You can do things. That God cannot do anything. No matter what is the name of that God cannot do anything for you. He cannot do anything for your family. Look at your life. Look at your family. At your age, you're still telling yourself a lie. Stop. Do your own research. Don't get upset at what I'm saying. Do your own research and tell yourself the whole truth, the honest truth, and nothing but the truth. Peace.